Hi everyone, it's Marie. In celebration of being married to my husband Chris for 29 years this year, I promised that I would share videos that are what I call secrets to our marital success and bliss. So let's get started. Here's tip number one: your marriage has to be built on a solid foundation. So you may be thinking, Marie, what do you mean by that? Chris and I learned very early on in our marriage that we needed guidance. Neither one of us had great examples at the time of what a healthy marriage looked like. So we needed a model, we needed a blueprint for our marriage and our lives. Our backgrounds were so different, and so we decided to join a local church. And when we did, we began to learn biblical principles that helped to shape a foundation for us, and it also shaped our worldview. So the Bible helped to inform us of our core values, our beliefs, and we both decided at the time that we were going to follow Jesus. So there was no more, we're going to do it your way, Marie, or Chris, we're going to do it your way. We decided together that we were going to do things God's way. And that helped to alleviate so much conflict in our marriage. And as we were building and establishing our lives together, we used this common ground of the Bible for our decision making. It helped us to navigate things like how we were going to raise our children, manage our finances, and our careers. So when things started to get difficult, which they did and they still do, we have an anchor that grounds us. So over the years, our faith has been tried and tested in so many ways, but we've been able to stand and to see our way through these things, holding on, number one, to the Word of God, and we're also able to lean on each other because we are in agreement. So we were not tossed about and attacked by the enemy and also attacking each other. And when I think about building your house on this firm, solid foundation, that reminds me, you all, of Matthew 7:24 through 27, where Jesus gives the parable about the two builders. He says that one of the builders builds their house on a rock, and then another one builds their house on sand. And he teaches us about the importance of building our homes and our lives on a solid foundation. So, of this wise builder, Jesus says, anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it, they're wise. They're like a person who builds a house on a solid rock. This builder's house is able to withstand the forces of rain, winds, and floods because it's built on a foundation that is secure and stable. But of the foolish builder, Jesus says, anyone who hears my teaching and does not obey it, they're foolish. It's like a person who builds a house on sand. This builder's house eventually collapses when the rains and the floods and the winds begin to beat against it. And you know what that looks like in our lives. It could be sickness, a death, issues that are happening with our children, our careers. Someone loses a job, we have to move from one place to another. There's so many winds and rains and floods that come into our lives that necessitates us having our homes and our lives built on a firm foundation. For Chris and I, that is the rock, Jesus Christ. So I just want to encourage you, if you have been married for a very short time, you're a newlywed, or if you've been married for as long as Chris and I have been married, 29 years, you can start now building your life on Jesus Christ, building your life and using the principles of the Word of God to stabilize you, to steady you through any storm that may come. You all, we're building this YouTube channel as a community so that we can have conversations like this. We can share what's working in our lives, and we can also share those things that are not working so that we can help and support each other. I would like for you to do something for me. Leave a comment in the chat. If what I shared with you today is resonating with you and you want more, give me an example of things that you want to hear and see on this channel when it pertains to dating, pre-marriage, you're engaged, you're about to get married, things about your wedding, things about if you've been married for 20, 30, 40 years, like Chris and I have been married for a very, very long time. You have questions about children, other things about the Word of God. Leave those questions in the chat and we will be making other videos. But before we do all of that, I may be using some of your comments to build these tips videos. If not, you will get those tips that has helped Chris and I in our marriage up to this point. Thank you so much again for hanging in here with me. Please like the channel, subscribe, share it with someone, but most of all, leave your comments. Be in prayer for Chris and I as we embark on this journey, and we will be in prayer for you. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye now.